So Alphabet, Google's parent company, just dropped nearly $5 billion on a move that's sending some serious waves through the tech world. But this isn't about some flashy new app or a cool gadget. Nope, this is about the one resource that could literally decide who wins the future of technology: pure, raw electric power.
And that really gets to the heart of our story today. What is actually fueling this AI revolution? We all think about the code, right? The data, the brilliant minds behind it all. But the real bottleneck, the hidden cost, is something way more fundamental.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. For the last couple of years, Google has been in this absolutely fierce competition with rivals like OpenAI. And this isn't just a battle of who has the smartest algorithm. It's a full-on arms race to build the physical, nuts and bolts infrastructure you need to run these incredibly demanding AIs.
And the scale of this race, it's just mind-boggling. To keep up with the insane demand for its tech, OpenAI has reportedly lined up commitments for infrastructure worth over $1.4 trillion. Let that sink in. When your biggest rival is planning to spend that kind of cash, you can't just keep playing the same game. You have to change the rules entirely. All of that money, all that hardware, it all points to one core problem: the big, expensive, hidden cost of artificial intelligence. Its absolutely ravenous, insatiable appetite for energy. The logic here is actually a brutally simple chain reaction. You want more advanced AI, right? Well, that means you need exponentially more computing power. All that computing power has to live somewhere, so you need more and more massive data centers. And those data centers, they just devour colossal amounts of electricity. Not just to run the computers, but to keep the whole operation from literally melting down. And this sentence just nails the new reality perfectly. You simply cannot have an AI boom without a corresponding energy boom. The two are now completely, fundamentally linked. One cannot exist without the other. And that brings us right back to Alphabet's huge bet. They're dropping almost $5 billion on an acquisition that is a direct, calculated, strategic response to this exact power problem. So the news broke on December 22, 2025. Alphabet announced it was buying a company called Intersect for a cool $4.75 billion. That price tag, by the way, includes both cash and taking on all of Intersect's existing debt.
Now, in the official announcement, CEO Sundar Pichai said it was about expanding capacity and operating more nimbly. But if you read between the lines, the magic words are reimagined energy solutions. See, this isn't just about buying more power off the shelf. It's about fundamentally changing how they're going to fuel their AI ambitions.
Okay, so let's pop the hood on this deal. What exactly is this company, Intersect? And what is Google actually getting for all that money?
And this, right here, is the crucial part. Intersect isn't just a data center company. It's a company that specializes in building both the data centers and the energy infrastructure to power them, often right next to each other. They're basically building the computers and the power plants all at once.
Now, you gotta know, this move didn't just come out of the blue. Google had already dipped its toes in the water by taking a minority stake in Intersect way back in December 2024. So this full acquisition is really the final step in a deepening partnership. The whole thing is expected to be finalized in the first half of 2026.
The way the deal is structured is a little complex, so let's break it down real quick. Alphabet is buying Intersect's main development business, the part that builds new stuff, and a really key future project in Haskell County, Texas. But Intersect's existing, currently operating power plants and data centers in California and Texas, those are actually getting spun off into a separate company that will keep operating on its own.
And here's another key detail. Even though Alphabet will own the company, Intersect's core team is going to continue running as an independent entity. This tells you Google doesn't want to mess up a good thing. They want to preserve that specialized know-how and just plug it directly into their own massive expansion plans.
So, what does this all mean for the bigger picture, right? Why is this specific deal such a potential game changer for the entire tech industry?
Well, it all boils down to one powerful business strategy: vertical integration. For decades, tech companies were just customers of the power grid. This move signals a huge shift towards controlling the entire supply chain, from the power plant spinning the turbines all the way to the AI algorithm running on the server.
And we can already see this strategy playing out on the ground. This Intersect acquisition directly feeds into a key project, that co-located power and data site in Haskell County. And that's just one piece of a much larger puzzle: Google's planned $40 billion investment in Texas, a state that, as we all know, is the heart of the energy industry. So, the real takeaway is this:
In a world where AI progress is literally limited by how much electricity you can get, owning your own power source isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's a massive, almost unfair strategic advantage. It means you can build faster, you can build bigger, and you can out-innovate anyone who has to wait in line for their turn at the public power outlet.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. As the line between bits of data and watts of electricity gets blurrier and blurrier, are we watching the dawn of a new era? An era where the biggest tech companies have no choice but to also become the biggest energy companies? Is the next great tech race actually just an energy race in disguise?